We have this week 2 brand new cars to protect, and we have 2 Toyota Hiluxes GR, and we will shock you what a manufacturer does with a new car to protect it, and why you should care yourself to protect it and make sure it will live for a longer time, because the manufacturers don't care about rust. The Hilux is on the lift and we see some yellow stuff coming out, and this is actually the first year they protected a new car. It never happened. They always skip protection and they don't care. But what they did, they better could leave it off, because it does not make any sense. The yellow stuff is super dry and it's peeling off. It doesn't make sense at all to put something like this on your car. I don't know why they did it. They actually thought, let's protect the car, and then they put this stuff on. Absolutely no go. You also see that they protect one spot, and next to it they forgot. Only spot wise they protected a little bit, but the most important bits they actually forgot about it. And that you actually see with a lot of manufacturers also in the door. They spray one bit, forget a bit, and they go and continue somewhere in the corner. So this is very sloppy work they do at manufacturers. We see it all the time. So this is a very important reason why you should take care of your new car and give it away to some kind of protection company to let it protect against rust, because they only want to sell you a new car in 5 years, and though they don't care if it is rusting. We see here in the wheel arches here, we have a little stone chip material, which you normally with the older cars the complete underbody had. Now we only have a little piece, and the rest of it is tend to rust very quickly. So via stone chips will this rust very quickly. So therefore it is very important to put on wax on it. They will start also first rusting here in the edges and the welding pieces. Over on in the edges they will start rusting as well. You see here that as well you have stone chip material here, and here we do not have that, and there is all starting to rust. Only because we do not have any stone chip material on those parts. So that's very important to protect your car, especially when it is new. It's the best time to do it. So we also have many customers that say, we have a warranty from the manufacturer. We have a 12-year warranty against rust. But in fact, you actually do not really have a warranty, because they're very smart in putting that down. First of all, they say the warranty is only valid when the rust enters from inside out. But we see here in 90% of the cases the rust comes from outside to the inside. So that's the first thing. When it happens, there's something really wrong, there's some rubber missing, there's water entering, then it could happen, but normally it does not happen, at least not that fast, especially not with a new car. And then it comes, the warranty is only valid when it is really rusted through, and in 12 years it will not rust through. You will have rust, but it will not be a hole. So those two facts will not happen with your new car. So forget the warranty. Just looks nice, it's just a selling point, but you can't really use it. And when the car is rusting and not rusted through, you're still too late, because the car has already rusted. You have to make sure that you protect your car before it starts rusting and not after, because then you're already too late. We can in fact make sure that it will not happen that fast, it will slow down, but the rust will still be there. So make sure you protect your car before it starts rusting, and not come to us or some other country that does rust protection when it is rusting, because then you're actually a bit too late. We removed all the wheel arches, all the plates from underneath, taped everything off, and now it is time to wax the car. We completely wax it 2 layers and you don't see anything, and that's the great thing. It is clear. It first of all not only looks nice, but the thing is, when the car will rust eventually somewhere in its life, you see that immediately and you can act on it. If you use some black stuff, some brown wax, you don't see it, and then you only see it when it's really too late. So very important to only use something that's clear. So for these Toyotas, the first things that going to rust are these. Also, these differentials will rust all in the edges. Of course, the chassis will rust as well. It's only a little thin piece of black paint that's going over that. So these are the places that start rusting first. Because when you have rust on these pieces, we can remove it, but it is never 100%. It really goes deep into the metal. The best way is then sandblast it, zinc coat it, and powder coat it, but then you have to remove everything, and that's a lot of work. So if you want to protect your car, do it if the car is new. And of course, when your car is rusting, you have to protect it anyway. But the best way is when you buy a new car, please protect it immediately. This one came directly from a dealership. It has no mileage on it, and we protect it immediately. Then we don't have to clean it completely, and it's also cheaper than anyway. So this is now what we did. We're gonna now put some grease in all the hollow spaces, all in the holes from the chassis. We're going to put grease in it so that it is protected as well. So we are going to protect the hollow spaces of the car with the grease, and we already made a few videos about that grease, and we have here a little example. This is how the grease looks like. It is very greasy, very thick as well, and here you see a grease as well, but that's really diluted, so that you can easily spray that. This is very difficult to spray and to get in your hollow spaces. We have to heat it up. That is getting like water, and then we can spray it with these things, and it will spray all around in the hollow spaces. But the thing is, when we heat it up, it will cool down very quickly as well, and these things will clog up, the spray will clog up, and we have to heat it up all the time. So it is very challenging to get this in your hollow spaces, and therefore also a bit more expensive to do that. So for a new car, you can also choose for this, but you see it's very thin compared with this very thick. And thing is, this is diluted, this is not diluted, and the dilution will go away in a couple of years, and then it will get hard, and the thing is, it can then crack. It will take a couple of years, but the grease will never crack. It will always stay greasy, whatever how many years it stays on. In 30 years, 50 years, it's still greasy. So that's a very big upside of the grease. Also has a downside. I saw that in the comments of the last video where I explained this. Many people said, yeah, my water drains of the doors, they clog up. And that's true. They actually clog up because every year you have to blow them out, since this stuff will run a bit when it gets hot. So when the sun is shining on your car, the doors and all the spaces get hot, and this will run in between all the cracks, and it will help you for even better protection. But the downside is sometimes the holes clog up, so you have to clean it up every year. But we see it out of experience. Most people are too lazy to do that, or to come by for us to clean it up. So therefore we now also do that sometimes. We also do quite often this stuff in the door so that it can't clog up. This is much better than the grease, but sometimes people should go for the easy way, and therefore we offer that as well. It's a choice for everyone to make. So that's what we're going to do. In this car, we're going to put some grease in the hollow spaces to protect it for the coming years. And that's it what we're going to do. We do not film the whole process. We put a video in the link below where we did film that. It is a bit difficult to film for this time, but I promise next time we will completely film the whole process again. For now, if you want to see it, the link down below, I put a video where we're going to show the whole process, how we're going to put this in the hollow spaces. So let's go, and I will check back in with you when we have done that. Oh, and by the way, I also received a question, how long does it stay good? Because I said after a few years it gets hard. I don't know how many years it will stay good. I think at least 5 years, 6 years you are probably safe, and then you have to do it over probably. So still very good stuff. We actually looked at many tests where they tested all those greases and those waxes, and this came far out the best from the stuff that's still for sale, because they tested it over many years, and many companies do not exist anymore. Still are very good, and this one is the best wax for your hollow spaces that is tested and still for sale. So we picked up that, and therefore we can say that it's actually very good stuff, but the grease is much better. So we can can say the wax is perfect, tested, and will stay good for a long time. However, not so long as a grease, and the downside of the grease is much more expensive put it in than just normal wax. So that's a choice to make if you want to protect your car. It's both fine, better than nothing. So let's go, and I check with you back later on when we have everything on the car. So we just finished with this Hilux. We just put it off the lift, put everything back on again, and now it's ready to be picked up. We have here, as I already told you, a GR. A GR is actually from Gazoo Racing, and they have a lot of experience with races, not only track racing, but also Dakar and VRC racing, and therefore they had some ideas to make this Hilux better. So they have a different suspension on it, a bit faster engine, I believe, and obviously a lot of GR logos. And the seats in the interior are a couple as well. Here you see them here, stitching, very cool seats. And obviously all the GR logos, a bit more luxury than the normal Hilux would be. We see here some cool wheels. I believe the owner put these tires on. They are not GR specific, I believe. They are not from Toyota. I think the owner put these tires on the wheels. I believe they are not come from factory. And other thing, this is also not from factory. And we see this quite often with, they put this cap on the car. That is basically more usable. But otherwise, what are you going to put in this pickup? I don't know. The problem is that they have actually a window here, as you can see. And what happens with most of these caps, you can't clean the window anymore. And you see it is open, so dirt will get in between and you can't clean it. So that's very, very annoying. However, this one, you can open it from the inside and clean the window. So that's very cool to me, and very good detail about this cap. So we are finished. You see actually here the suspension. This is specific to the GR as well. You see them at the front, as believe as well. Here you see them, the GR suspension. So that's it. The Hilux is finished. We clean it a little bit. And now it is ready to be picked up, and we are going to move on to our next project. If you now also have a brand new car, please let us know, because I would recommend to protect it. If it's now a Hilux or another car, if now a car with a separate chassis or not, it's always beneficial to protect your new car, and especially when it is new, because that's the best moment to do it. So thank you for watching, and I see you next week for another video.